such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. We have a Clarey test request. Thomas Sowell. Hey, asshole, I have a two-part request. Do a Clarey test on Thomas Sowell. I think the test will fail on him. Talk a bit about Thomas Sowell and his life work. I think a lot of your viewers would enjoy his books, his YouTube videos. How big is my Aussie fan base? I have no idea. It's I will admit it's larger than average because I keep getting requests from the Australians, which I love, dude. It's awesome. It's awesome. I am always happy to get foreigners. But we have basically, now I know it has to do with the English language, because obviously I speak English and most of the English, British Commonwealth. So, but we do get a fair amount of former British Empire. We get the Indians, we get the Australians, we get the New Zealanders. So yeah, we do, and ergo, I think that's the primary reason for the disproportionate amount of Australians. But yeah, I'd love to get all, 263 of you Australians that populate that largest. I'm kidding. There's like, I don't know, 60 million of you, soon to be overrun by the minorities. All right, let's take a look at Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell. I'm kind of surprised that you would think Thomas Sowell would fail the Clarey test. He's still alive. God damn, almost 90 years old. Look at that man go. Look at these old classic pictures. Look at that. Look at that old young gentleman. Look at that. Man, Thomas Sowell in 1964. That was right before America started becoming a degenerate piece of baby boomer fuck-ups. All right, let's do the Clarey test on Dr. Sowell. Dr. Sowell is an American economist turned social theorist, political philosopher, and author. He is currently senior fellow at the Hoover Institution, Stanford University. Sowell was born in North Carolina, grew up in Harlem, New York, dropped out of high school as he served in the United States Marine Corps during the Korean War. So he is more of a man than the vast majority of you little faggoty fuckers watching this right now. He received a bachelor's degree, graduating magna cum laude from Harvard University in 1958, and a master's degree from Columbia University in 1959. He earned his doctorate in economics from the University of Chicago. All right, so here's the first problem we run into with these baby boomer generation type of guys. If you were born in the World War II generation, any college was good college, so we can't really award you points, which is a demerit. These are demerit points on the Clarey test. If you went to college, because that usually was a sign of a higher quality individual. Today, if you go to college, you're actually inferior compared to someone who just goes and works because you're just a lazy, spoiled cunt that wants to avoid work at all costs. I'm going to become intelligent and so educated. So it's reverse. It's bizarro world now. I'm going to give him 0 points, which is good, for his degree because he majored in economics back in the day, and he also served in the Marines and served in the Korean War. So you know what? Let's just shut the fuck up about his youth and just say he's a better man than most of us. Served some faculties, Cornell, worked in think tanks since 1980, Hoover Institution, blah, blah, writes your libertarian conservative perspectives, black economic, Let's go to early life and education to see if he came from money. Sowell was born in Gastonia, North Carolina, near the border with South Carolina. His father died shortly before he was born. His mother, a housemaid, already had 4 children. A great aunt and her 2 grown daughters adopted Sowell and raised him. Alright, so he did not come from money, so 0 points there. So his childhood encounters with white people were so limited they did not know that blonde was a hair color. So it's family about a number of positions. Machine shop, delivery man at Western Union, tried out for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Look at him go. Drafted in the military in 1951. So in the Marine Corps, photography, became a Marine Corps photographer. Alright, so he had no privileged upbringing. I'm not going to give him any points for his degree. A Bachelor's of Arts degree in economics. Master's degree at Columbia University following year. Sowell said that he was a Marxist during the early decades of my 20s, one of his earliest professional public. It's interesting how he's a Marxist, but he's busting his ass off the entire time. Received a PhD in 1968. I'm just trying to figure out what he did between 58 and 68. Employees administrative and the poor. 65, 69, assistant professor. Right, 30 years. Black Cornell students. Taught economics. 1980. Da-da-da. Okay, so here's where it becomes interesting with Dr. Thomas Sowell. He didn't come from wealth, so he does get a point there. I'm not going to award him a demerit point for his choice of degrees because back in those days, actually meant something if he went to college, and he served in the Marine Corps. So he's got 0 points so far. Where it really hurts Dr. Thomas Sowell is that his entire career was in academia. Now, he does have real-world private sector experience. He was in the Marine Corps, worked as a courier and all that. So does he have private sector experience? Yes. Unfortunately, Dr. Thomas Sowell, what is he doing today, or what has he done? He's been working in academia. He's not worked a real job since. And for that reason, we have to award him a point. Now, his intelligence and his intellect kind of lent him to that, and through his course, that he ended up going into academia, wrote books, columns, and that's where if there's a failure in Dr. Thomas Sowell, it's that after busting his ass off, coming from poverty, he became a theoretician and an academician. And again, that may have been the course of his life, but we can't honor that. That's not a real job. He became a theoretician, an academic. And I know he's retired now, and we do salute him for being in the Marines and serving in Korea. But yeah, Dr. Thomas Sowell, he does get a point for that. So, outstanding score nonetheless, 1 point. Would you like to have a beer with this man? Abso-fucking-lutely. Should he run for public office? This is the ideal candidate to run for public office. But I think Dr. Thomas Sowell has a little bit of self-respect and knows enough not to do that. So, Thomas Sowell, 1 point. That's not a perfect score, but damn if I wouldn't love to have a beer with him. This dude don't even know who I am. This is you're talking about one of the world's greatest economists. It's not a question would I like to have a beer with him. It's a question of whether he'd like to have a beer with me. And frankly, he doesn't know who the fuck I am. So anyway, all right, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. You got any other Clarey test requests? Go to assholeconsulting.com. Send me the request. Send me your fucking money, because apparently, I don't know, two dipshits got into the, I want it for a lower price. Fuck you, and well, can you do it for free? No, fuck you. It's asshole consulting, not charity, touchy-feely, good shit consulting. All right, that's it. We'll see you kids later. Toodles.